Good afternoon, Co-Chair Canal, Co-Chair Novick, and members of the committee. My name is Rachel Sanchez. I am Chicana of mixed heritage of indigenous Mesoamerican and European ancestries. I'm an employee of the City of Portland, and I'm a member of the Latinx PDX Employee Resource Group. I am here to voice my strong support of this ordinance codifying Portland as a sanctuary city. This ordinance is necessary if we are to keep our community safe now and well into the future. Resolutions, including the one adopted in 2017, are non-binding and do not meet this moment. Right now, federal law enforcement is snatching people because of the color of their skin, how they speak, or the work they do. Let us be clear-eyed. This is racism, pure and simple. It is part of the ongoing attempt to erase the original people of this land, but we are here. We are still here, and we have been here for thousands of years. This is our home. We belong here. ICE's tactics, wearing masks, refusing to identify themselves, breaking car windows, preventing access to legal counsel, they're terrifying, and they make us feel incredibly unsafe. This fear is exhausting. Employees and city contractors who work in the right-of-way are particularly at risk of being targeted by ICE, and we have no protocols in place if an employee or a contractor is detained. And the way the city's guidance is written, employees may inadvertently break state law by providing ICE access to non-public areas. For months, we have been sounding the alarm about the city's lack of preparedness, the city's guidance to employees being contrary to Oregon law, and the need to protect our community. Finally, with this ordinance, a light is shining on where we can and must do better. Updated protocols, training for all staff, signage for non-public areas, immigrant affairs liaisons, working in true partnership with community organizations like Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition, PIRC. These initiatives must be implemented. So in addition to this ordinance, it is essential for the mayor to issue an executive order like so many other mayors have done, directing meaningful action first.
Thank you.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marna Ortiz. I'm a proud Mexican American and proud city employee of Portland, and one of the co-chairs of Latinx PDX Employee Resource Group. No one should have to fear that a lunch break or commute home could change their life forever. Yet, for many city employees and community members, that fear is real. A simple ride on the max can turn into an ICE encounter based solely on an appearance, clothing, or language. This is reality, which is frightening. Even imagining it's hurting my stomach, and it's making me just want to, vomit. In the absence of ICE preparedness plan and inaccurate guidance, our ERG created a work group, which is taking action. We have spent countless hours outside of work, away from our families, researching, discussing, and presenting our concerns in a letter to the mayor, to you councilors, and city leadership. But this responsibility should not solely rely on us. We need your leadership. We need more than your symbolic words. We need your concrete support. Right now, if one of us was racially profiled and detained, and just kidnapped, our supervisors and colleagues would not know what to do. Would anyone call our families? Who would make sure we are safe? We know people detained by ICE are often silenced before they can even make a single phone call. This is happening here now, and Portland is not ready. What are we waiting for? Let's be proactive and not reactive. And what does that say about us as a sanctuary city? Sanctuary must be more than a word. It must be a plan, a directive, legislation, my accent, ordinance, protocol. That's what Councilor Canal recent call to action is strong, and it matters.
Thank you. Thank you all. Rebecca, could you please call up the next three testifiers?
Ana Maria Perez, Lydia Kiesling, Amaya Blanco Chapin, and Rod Such.
I would like to transfer my testimony slot to my colleague here.
Josephine Vasquez.
Good afternoon, councilors.
My name is Amaya Blanco Chapin, and I am here today as a member of the Latinx PDX Employee Resource Group. I am here to testify in support of proposed legislation that would protect Latinx and immigrant communities from racist federal immigration policies. Earlier this summer, I testified in front of this committee in my own capacity to bring attention to the racially discriminatory federal immigration enforcement that was taking place at the time in my home state of California. I spoke up because I feared that the city of Portland was not doing enough to prepare a response in the face of escalating threats toward sanctuary cities. Since then, the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that ICE can detain individuals based simply on the color of their skin, the language they speak, and the work they do. This is a new and terrifying reality for our community, and we need protections in place for employees who are targets of the Trump administration. Members of the Latinx PDX work group have heard directly from many employees living with daily fear, trauma, and frustration. We need city officials to prioritize policies and provide resources to ensure their employees feel safe. We need clear guidance and mandatory trainings that empower our employees and reminds them that they do still have rights, despite what the Trump administration tells us. The city of Portland must be on the offense of this issue, not the defense. Codifying current sanctuary city resolution into binding law is the first step in that direction, and it is the first commitment we ask of council. Resolutions sound nice, but they are not legally enforceable law. They do not provide the legal protections in court that Portland residents deserve when faced with threats from a fascist regime. Latinx PDX will continue to show up and advocate for these necessary protections on behalf of our community until they are met. Lastly, I want to take a moment to thank Councillor Canal and his dedicated team for providing us a space to be heard. We appreciate you leading the effort to introduce this important legislation, and the Community and Public Safety Committee for taking the time to listen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Josephine, you can go ahead, followed by Lydia.
Thank you. Good afternoon, co-chairs Canal, Novick, and members of the committee. My name is Josephine Vasquez. I'm a city employee and a member of Latin PDX. I am here today in strong support of a permanent sanctuary ordinance. I'm a proud Mexican American who, like many others, immigrated to this country. I've lived in the U.S. for more than 40 years and in Portland over 12. My family is dedicated to serving our community through public service. I'm grateful for my journey, the courage, the challenges my parents overcame, and many sacrifices they made for my family to be here today. I know many others have stories like mine. We share past experiences, most filled with anguish and fear, and it continues to be our reality even more so now than ever. We know what the current administration is capable of, leading with hate, threats, violence, and enacting racist policies that impact all of us. Portland has been openly targeted by this administration, and as these threats reach our city, we must be prepared, but we are not. Portland and many leaders have promised to stand with communities, and they have made promises to their employees. These promises must be backed by action to protect the rights of all Portland residents against cruel, immoral, and illegal policies. This impacts me as a Latin community member, as a city employee, and as a U.S. citizen. The suffocating fear is constant in the possibility of being targeted on the way to work or at city sites, having lunch, or simply just making it home, solely based on what I look like. I've declined to travel from overwhelming fear of becoming a target, being threatened, assaulted, or taken while away from my family. I speak for myself and those who cannot be here. I ask for the city's support for better guidance, more resources, and better educate its employees about policies, potential illegal practices, and better support our community. It is important to recognize the warning signs of hatred and violence and be a reminder of the devastating consequences they leave behind. Thank you for your time and efforts in moving this forward.
Thank you.